Hey guys, DM here. So I figured I'd kill a couple birds with one stone. I need to get on with season two since the new provinces are opened up, and I also wanted to do a couple videos to highlight some of the four-star heroes that I think are very worth having. You may or may not have these on your roster, but if you don't, I would encourage you to look for them, and if you happen to get them, keep a hold of them because they're actually really, really good. So we're just going to hop into season two here. I've gotten five of them already on a war team or attack team. Uh, we'll kind of do I think five at a time and just go over them. Not a whole ton to be said about them, but I do want to point out a couple things. So season two, even normal, is pretty tough these days up in the high provinces. So let's see how we do here. Um, we'll give a quick look at each one of these. So Buddy, obviously was from the Christmas event. His stats, his attack stat is pretty weak. His defense stat is decent for a four-star, but it's okay that his attack stat's weak. He's really a support hero in my opinion. Um, the attack that he does hits up to three targets and summons a minion for himself and nearby allies. And the attack's pretty good as far as a support hero goes. So he um, raises the attack power of himself and nearby allies, and he decreases the defense of the target and nearby allies. So, really similar to what Rumpelstiltskin does on his status effect attack, which you guys already know I'm a huge fan of. So, Buddy pretty much does the same thing, just on a little bit smaller scale, which is appropriate because he's a four-star hero. But really, really good. High health, decent defense. So if you do happen to have him, make sure you don't let him sit dormant too long. He'll do a good job for you. Scarlet, this gal, excellent attack stat. So I take her in sometimes against Titans, believe it or not, even though I have five-star heroes to choose from. Her attack stat is ridiculous for a four-star. Um, and then kind of going along with that, her defense is actually pretty terrible. So defense and health are actually pretty low. Um, you know, I don't know that I would necessarily put emblems on her, but she's good to have if you're color stacking and you're going up against a war team. I wouldn't be afraid to take her in. Her mana speed is fast, and her attack's decent, and it also decreases their attack power for 6 turns, which is quite a few turns. A lot of the status ailments tend to be 3 and 4 turns, that kind of thing. She's actually 6, so I'd say she's well worth having as well. Triton, really good Atlantis hero. You guys saw him in my last. I think he was on my. I don't know if he's on my 3-2 Hail Mary War Attack or maybe the one before, but I really like his skill. For a four-star, he has pretty balanced stats, I would say. 720's average. It's a decent enough attack stat. 601, again, average, nothing too special. Life is probably a little low, especially for an Atlantis four-star, but 335% damage to the target, and now all allies get plus 39% increase for any healing received for 4 turns. That can be healing from a special skill of an ally. That can also be passive healing from the elemental links that some of the heroes have. So really, any source of healing. Albie, uh, his healing over time. So much per turn that is also increased. So Triton does good stuff. He's a very good support hero, and he hits decently hard, and he's fast mana. So worth having. Regard, I think everybody knows about this guy at this point. I've actually put emblems on him um, because I think he's worth it. He's a little squishier than what you see here. I kind of went down um, the defensive tree and got him another 18 points of defense. Um, so whatever that is, right? So 18 off of that defense stat that you see there is his normal max defense, which is still decent. Um, but I don't really look for him to necessarily have high attack. So my thing is, I would rather give him more defense and more health to keep him in the fight longer to be able to give everybody his awesome skill, which is Purification. 42%, I believe, is on par with Viv, and Dispel status element. So he does everything that Vivian does except for the defensive boost. But then again, he's average mana and she's slow. So all things being equal, I probably would take him into battle over Vivian if I had to choose. So excellent 4-star, highly encouraged. And then Proteus. So this guy, you guys know I'm a fan of damage over time heroes. He doesn't do any direct damage, but it's passive damage, and it's damage over time. It ignores all defense. It ignores all, defensive buffs that happen to be active. It's a straight 327 damage to 3 heroes over 3 turns. And he negates mana generation for 3 turns as well. Average mana speed, a really good skill. Really, really good support hero. And that's what a lot of these 4-stars are. The way I kind of look at it, and I understand everybody's roster is different. So, I put heroes into categories. These heroes are support heroes. These heroes are, my main damage dealers, that kind of thing. So Proteus kind of bridges the gap. He does good damage over time, and his skill can be considered offensive in nature as well because it's shutting down the other team's ability to gain mana for 3 turns, which is, can be life-saving. So stats, kind of average again. He's not the strongest, not the most defensive. I wouldn't be afraid to emblem him up if I didn't have other heroes that I wanted to give the wizard tokens to. So I think I'd have to go back and look. I'm not going to do it now, but I gave my wizard tokens to a 5-star that I had. So, kind of on the lower side of health, I guess, a little bit, but all in all, a great hero, worth leveling and having on your roster. So I would encourage you guys to keep him and level him if you do get him. Hopefully a few of you got him during the last Atlantis event. He's excellent. I've actually got 2 of him. Haven't leveled the second one, but I intend to. So let's go ahead and get into the fight here and, just kind of play through it. Like I said, all these heroes are well worth having. In one situation or another, they've all saved my bacon. So, pretty good stuff. So a quick shout out to, I think Charlene and DJ are their names, right? So they were in the Alliance previously, from what I gather. And it looks like they're back, so that's excellent. We're always looking for good members to help us out. I think overall we're in a good place. We are learning together and growing together, and that's the name of the game. And I'll tell you, that's what keeps me interested in the game. It would be easy to, we'll get Scarlet involved here. It would be easy to kind of get bored with this game. I've been playing it for a year and a half. Even with good heroes and strong teams and that kind of thing, it's the mechanics at the end of the day, although there can be some strategy to it, it gets monotonous. How many times are you gonna auto farm 8/7? I couldn't even tell you how many, probably thousands of times I've done it. What makes the difference for me is the chat. It's the people, the community that keep the game relevant for me. So, hopefully you guys feel the same way. It's a pretty awesome little community, that little alliance that you guys have put together, and I'm glad I stumbled across it. So we'll get Proteus to do some dots on the left-hand side of the screen. And I'm honestly just playing around a little bit here. Not too concerned. Regards got to skill up if things get dicey, but I think it will be just fine. So no mana generation really doesn't matter against normal enemies, but very, very handy against bosses and in wars and raids. So well worth having. And I like the fact that none of these guys are slow. I don't know what it is about slow mana heroes. I understand kind of the philosophy behind it. Most of the time, they're really strong. Their attacks are, um, such that you wouldn't want them popping very often, and it's kind of a balance thing, and I get that. But I think oh, the cloud, I forgot about that. I think they miss the mark sometimes with the heroes that decide to make slow mana, especially when they when they go behind themselves and create new heroes that are similarly powered and yet faster. Sort of like Ariel. And I know she's kind of one of the most sought after, Atlantis heroes, and probably not too many people have grabbed her yet. But when you think about it, she's everything that Viv is, and she's better because she's average mana, and it just makes such a huge difference when you're playing slow mana heroes. You really just have to get lucky. You have to get just a crazy diamond or a cascade or something to get them to pop in a timely manner, it seems like. But once they do, usually pretty good stuff happens. So, but he's got all the elves in the world down there protecting him, which is awesome. Tell you the other one, and I know she's a 5-star, but the Queen of Hearts, I'm really excited, and I know Glenn's got her max now, and I'm low key jealous of that, but I'm really excited to get her done. I've had a lot of fun playing with her, just as she is. I think I got her at 430, I think, something like that. So she's a ways away, and man, those 5-stars are pigs once you get them up to about level 50 or 60. It really starts to grind on. So I know what I've got ahead of me, and Glenn's already put the hard work in and got his done. So, but I think she'll be a really really strong tank option for folks. Really like her skill. They went outside the box a little bit, which is awesome. Excuse me. She's got a skill that can turn the game on its head a little bit because some of the heroes we depend upon that do damage to multiple targets. It sort of justifies their position on our rosters. She can completely, not completely, but Gravemaker, for example. If you don't have Gravemaker, you want him, and if her card minion is up, he's only going to hit one person. That's going to be her, and she has a buff to all special skills. Now, his damage over time, like we talked about earlier, kind of goes through that. So it doesn't really much matter as far as that goes. But it's just nice. It's nice that it reduces his ability to wreak havoc on your team. So I'm really excited to get her finished up, polished up, and maybe a part of my standing defense against raids. We'll see. So getting beat up a little bit here by the unicorn, but like I said, even on normal, it gets a little dicey on the season 2 boards, which is good. It gives us another opportunity to have fun and have challenge, and that sort of thing. So I think it's well worth doing. All right. Well, a couple of them went down. To be honest, I was more concerned about talking than I was really playing that stage there, but we got through it. So, you kind of get the idea. I hope those are 5 heroes that I think are worth the look, right? So, I would encourage you to keep them if you got them, level them if you haven't, and try them out for yourself. See what you think. Side note: so Triton and Proteus are part of the Atlantis family, and this is a really cool touch that they did too with the Atlantis heroes. So I had a bonus 10% defense for each of those going into that fight, which is nice. So, all right, guys, we'll see you soon.